Well, Evan, so if you look at the work of the Power Purchase Agreement Committee that was established, their objective was to identify how we could reduce the excess capacity cost that government would have to pay because of the emergency plans that we had procured.
So it was about cost. So it was about
cost. It was mainly about cost, because if you look at the arguments that they make in the Power Purchase Agreement Committee's report, specifically for the GPGC project, the main argument they raised was that if they allow the plants to operate, annually we will have to pay excess capacity of about $25 million. And over the lifetime of the plant, we would have to now pay about $115 or $116 million. So government's argument was that primarily was on cost. Secondly, they also argued that the plant was going to be situated in Pong, that is Tema, and at that time, the reverse flow that would allow natural gas to be transported from the west to the east had not been completed. And so the government argued that the plant would be placed or situated at a place where natural gas is rarely available, or you don't have natural gas in large quantities. And so the argument was that because the main fuel the plant would use is not highly available in Tema, and that it will cost more, it was good for government to terminate that agreement. But if you juxtapose that to the argument they make at the tribunal, really did the Attorney General or the representative of Ghana raise issues around cost. One of the issues that they raised was that the conditions precedent and the conditions subsequent were not even met. They also even argued that even the EPA itself was not effective. And so their main argument technically was cost. But when they appeared before the tribunal, the legal arguments that they make was that in terms of even the whole validity of the EPA itself and other things that needed to be done for that EPA to be valid, for government to be compelled to hold that EPA, all those conditions were not met. And you see in the ruling that Ghana could not provide substantive reasons or credible reasons to show that the IPP could not meet that. So primary reason was cost. And the government at the time even estimated that the excess capacity cost was estimated around $500 million US every year. And so most of the analysis they made, GPGC power plant was one of the victims that had to be terminated. And so it was purely cost and natural gas availability issues. But if you look at the ruling at the tribunal, no cost argument was made. That is why if you look at the concluding arguments by GPGC, they raised the issue that Ghana terminated the agreement merely on cost-benefit analysis. They realized that if they terminate this agreement, it will inure to the benefit of the state, and had no argument or no reason relating to the technical issues like conditions precedents, conditions subsequent. It was purely because of cost. And we did not really look at what we must do to ensure that we don't incur any cost. If you look at